All right, we are live, everybody. What's up? What's up? This is Real Town Prince Blue. Today is January the 10th. I am back for another episode, a fantastic episode. I guess you could call us the Avengers of Hell. I don't know, whatever you want to call us, but we here.
You did say
I got three
We are in the end
extraordinary
game.
people. I got three extraordinary people with extraordinary powers. I can't even get through the
Our extraordinary
introduction
with the sounds of
without
blackness.
saying
We extraordinary powers. Like, is that what you're giving us now? Come on, man.
Listen, can I do this, please? Listen, we're here with extraordinary people. I'm going to start from the top. My man, my big bro, the person that showed me that I can do this, my man. I'm pretty sure he's somewhere in the John Wick universe. My man, Main Event, aka Main Event Status, and then we got. If it's like a video game of light skinned people, before you fight Drake, you would have to fight Chante. She's like the underdog.
Certified little boy. Really?
You know you fight Goro before Shang
I can't stand you.
She's the leader of the light skinned community and a fellow autism parent. And then we got, you know who we got? We got the person that, if you check your man's phone, he got feet pics. It's probably her. And he probably spent a good chunk of change for him too. We got Liv The Great, the host of And I Live podcast. Liv, all three of y'all, how are y'all doing?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
Great. We're here the first week of 2021. It's a season finale of America, you know.
Yo, I've been telling people we in overtime. 2020 went to the foul line and was like, "Yo, we gonna tie this up." Like this is
like this is season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Who's at the foul line? Who's shooting these free throws for the?
I don't know, but whoever it was must have been Jordan with his eyes closed. It put it in overtime.
It's probably Bird. It's probably Bird putting it in overtime.
I'm gonna go with Jordan with the eyes closed. Every time.
Get shit like that. Yep. Yo, Jordan, we need a couple more weeks of 2020. I got you. Say less. Say less.
Yep. 2020 ain't playing. It's still here.
So, well, you know, we're gonna have fun, but of course we gotta at least touch it a little bit. What's going on, and then we'll get into the fun of I'm just going to ask you to describe what's happened this past week. I'm going to start with Liv. Liv, since you got the bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair.
She's going Africa Bombada on us.
Liv, what's your take on this past week?
I mean, like I said earlier, we were talking a little bit before we started. I'm not surprised.
No.
This has been what Black and Native American people have seen for years. This is America. I think I would definitely like it. Do you know the 2 videos that like really them getting into the Capitol and walking in? I was not surprised. Like that was just like, that's white people. That's white people white peopling. That's just shit that's white rage. And I see that shit all the time and I talk about it. I've called white men domestic terrorists since forever. Like that they are
colonizers.
The face of terrorism in America are white males. There was a suicide attack on Christmas in Tennessee that no one really talked about. And between that man took out our cell towers and people didn't have communication for hours. And then between these white people making their way into the Capitol, like our national security, what does that say to other countries?
Yep. The world is laughing at us.
So, like we're a joke.
Right.
But one thing that really like I guess got to me is the video I saw of the Black officer running from the mob of white people. I don't know if you saw that video, and he was trying to get them to stop. So him running, and it just like put me in this space. Was like this. If this was a group of Black people running, they would have lit us up There would have been no hold bars. That would have just been shots fired. And then the video of watching the staff clean after, and it was Black people.
All Black people.
And people of color. And that to me is like, that's what it always is. It's us having to deal with some shit and then clean up their shit later. So for me, I think it was nice that I hear people now like, oh, wow, that's crazy. This is real. Like, to me, it's like, it's not nice because I was like, yeah, nigga, I told you that. Like, we've been saying this shit forever. So.
Now they finally believe us.
Yeah. It's unfortunate it had to go this far.
Yeah, right.
A lot of feelings, but it's not. I'm disappointed, but not surprised.
All right, so here's my thing. One, as someone who served 6 years in the Air Force for this country, and it always brings me back to when we got sworn in to protect against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. And it seems like we have forgotten about the domestic. We're so focused on the foreign that there's more terrorism here in our own country than it is over in the Middle East or in Europe or wherever. You know what I'm saying? Just like what Liv was saying, that terrorist attack that happened in Nashville that got swept under the rug. This will be whitewashed and swept under the rug because it was white people. Let's just call it what it is. Like, we're gonna cut the shit in 2021. You know, if it, like we all were saying before the live started, if this was a group of Black people, the carnage that would have happened that day would have been unbelievable. All you would have seen was dead bodies all down the block, all on, you know, even before they even try to get on the steps of the Capitol building. You know what I'm saying? What pissed me off the most was, I know y'all saw that video of the woman that got shot by Secret Service, and now they were trying to use that hashtag say her name. Like, how disrespectful is that when Breonna Taylor gets shot sleeping in her bed in her house, but we're gonna use that same hashtag for this woman that committed a treasonous act. And then you know it was someone important. If there was Secret Service there, they're like, yeah, try if you want to. You want to get through that door? Oh, okay. Pop. And then all of a sudden they want help. No. Why was y'all even in there in the first place? No. Like, miss me with that. Like, I was on a rant on Facebook the other day and I said, here we go. I said, y'all getting real quiet again. Like, we getting complacent. Like, I said, where's all the fake allies and we behind Black Lives Matter and all this stuff? But no one is on my timeline calling none of these people thugs and savages and why y'all tearing this up. But let it be a group of Black people that's just sick of the shit and want to make their voices heard. Oh, look at them. They just tearing up shit. They just a bunch of savages. This is what I be talking about. Like, they got all that shit to say with that. But, and then I don't even know if y'all even know, but one of my friends texted me earlier and he was like, did you know some of those people were in the military? I'm like,
a lot of them were in the military.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were police officers. The reason that cops didn't stop them is because they went and got dinner with them after the shit happened.
And then this is the same group of people that got pissed off at Colin Kaepernick for kneeling. Like, make it make sense. Please make it make sense. You get mad at that, but then you're going to desecrate what is supposed to be epitomizing democracy. Fuck out of here. Like, that's my rant.
We ain't even at the rant part of the show.
No, there's some things that are that she said is right, and I want to say that's an excellent question because I'm gonna let you know a couple things. First off, like I said, there was some people they said that were from the military. For those who don't know, there was also people. Well, the one guy, his dad was a judge in Brooklyn, a Supreme Court judge.
One of the Pennsylvania like senators or mayors was there.
Exactly. So it's the 1% eating the 1%. That's what it is. Let's call it what it is. Now, on top of it, the police can't do but so much. And then we saw them start opening the gates and was like, just going in, just going in. Now, I did see a lot of things that happened that day because I don't know if anyone's been really watching Twitter since it's happened. There was a meme where they showed the congressman, hitting the ground and they, trying to get them, make sure that they're okay. And then it was another slide of high school students saying, must be your first time. You know what I mean? Because you're used to the high school shootings,
Right.
So it was a great point to bring up. it's also one of those things is the world, as Liz said, the world is definitely looking at us. And I don't know if anyone read the article, but they were like other countries are condoning this type of act. Of course, because you're going to say it now because you're going to beef up your own security just in case you do something and then have your people revolt. It's going to be the same thing. You know what I mean? So as far as I've seen it, I think that, like I said, I'm not surprised, but again, disappointed because when we've seen this, even after they revolted and everything got back, I don't know if anyone watched that conference afterwards. Democrats were like, we're not going to give out the $2,000 stymie. They was like, nah, we're not doing it. It was like the one guy just literally stood him, and then you had like 7 different Republicans who tried to stop the Pennsylvania voting. So, and they put them on the list as well. Like after everything was done, they still went back to normal, like with their arrogance, saying, "Hey, look, we're still on top of you, and it doesn't matter if you try and rush us or not. We're still going to do this." And I felt that was a really bad message to send because then that means this is going to happen again.
The inauguration, something absolutely is about to happen at the inauguration. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
The inauguration, the last time that happened was like 140 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, that's crazy. That was just the warm up. And this was planned. These motherfuckers had merch.
Yeah.
They had like t-shirts and hats.
But you know what's crazy? I said this leading up to the election. I said this, however it's going to end, like whatever the result is from the election is not going to be pretty. It's going to be hell for the next couple months or however long after this election. Like if Trump wins, you know, everyone that does not like Trump, we're going to be pissed off.
Yep.
Everyone, if Trump loses, it's about to be a civil war. And then what happens?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, this is just the beginning. This ain't the end. This is the beginning.
Definitely.
So,
to like piggyback, sorry to interrupt again, but to piggyback off the Breonna Taylor thing, like most of these fucking rednecks, that's what they are. They're just uneducated. Like they would be benefiting off of democratic policies. So they're there to strictly defend racism and hatred at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. But what's crazy to tie in Breonna Taylor is that their biggest thing about why they need their weapons is because the government's going to come in and shoot them. The government's going to come in and take my guns. The government's going to come do this, and that, and the other. The government had came in and lit up Breonna Taylor. That shit happened already. It happened to Fred Hampton. It happens to us all the time. But it only applies when it's them.
I'm just wondering real quick if anyone's been paying attention to the timeline, because a lot of these people have been caught now and they only got 1 year or whatever. But like you said, they shot that woman in the neck. She died. How long did it take for us to get justice for Breonna Taylor? They already arrested the people, you know.
And that wasn't even justice for Breonna. Like that's some
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The timeline is also a big factor because like it took us forever. And then, you know, but they shot that woman. It was a shame to see her die, but I don't know if anyone saw her Twitter account when it happened. Did anyone see her Twitter account when she died?
Yeah. No. It's not a shame to see a racist woman die. It's not. If it came down to me and her, kill me.
No, like, I'm talking about the jokes that happened. Like she was like, yeah, we going here, and it was like this you, and they posted pictures of her dead.
Yeah,
I was like, yo,
like I'm not for people like don't celebrate someone's death. I was like, white people have put dead bodies on postcards. They have put us on. They put lynched bodies on postcards and sent that shit. Like,
that used to be like a
signs and autographs, packs of Skittles and Arizona iced teas. He paints pictures of Trayvon Martin. Fuck all that.
Did you see when was it the daughter outed her mother on there? Yeah, I thought that was great. She was pretty much like this. You told us not to go to Black Lives Matter protest.
Her mom, her aunt, and her uncle. I was like,
How do you feel about this though, as an ex-officer? Like, how do you feel knowing that they were sending 10 people at a time? Like, how do you feel about the officer that died when he got back to his barracks?
Yeah, stroke. Yeah.
I feel the same way I felt 10 years ago when I said I was going to be a police officer. This is what you signed up for, and I say that because everything has a cause and an effect. Mm-hmm. So you see the pictures now. now I have the unique perspective where I am an officer. I know what these guys be saying. I know what we say when we're somewhere. Since this whole election thing has started, and I must just say this, and then we're gonna get off it because I want to get to having some fun. Defund police. Police ain't shit. All police are bad. Blah 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 blah. And then, at a blink of an eye, hey, y'all gonna do something? Why? We ain't shit. We never do anything right. If we do it right, you're gonna bitch. If we don't do anything, you're gonna bitch. So I got 35 rednecks coming at me. Come on in, y'all. Like, I mean, now what I did tell people before I got off of Twitter, I said they're not showing any clips of black officers. And then slowly but surely, you saw one picture of a black officer. He was doing a no-look Magic Johnson pepper spray on the white guy.
The one black officer punched the old bullshit out of one dude. I thought that shit was hilarious.
Listen. We not playing. We not playing. And I know you got pictures of people taking pictures with the rioters and all that bullshit. But I'm telling you, you got some people that, like you said, you had police officers in that crowd. You had military in that crowd. Hell, you had small town mayors in the crowd. Because why? They're going to blend in. Now, you know what I'm saying? So that's why we saw that one picture of the black guy that became a meme, because we're going to stick out. Now, to answer your question, as far as everybody was doing this whole thing was, if it was black people, you know what would have happened. We all do. But good luck getting a white guy to stand up and say, yeah, he would have shot every nigga up in here if he would have. We're not going to get that. And that's where I felt like it was going. It was like you want them to verify what you already know.
You don't need to verify. Yeah.
It's like you want them to verify, or you want that sacrificial lamb. That's why I get pissed off when you see people like LeBron James and them up there. We still haven't found who spray painted nigger across your house inside a gated community, nigga. I'm not trying to hear you right now. Like, I get, like, just let us do what we do. Like, you at a different wavelength. Like, when they see LeBron James, they be like, that's LeBron James. If they see Main Event, they see Chante, they see Liv, they're gonna be like, who's these niggas?
Well, I found it really funny. And I'll say this at the end. I found it really funny that they were fighting cops and yet had the Blue Lives Matter flag out there while fighting cops. I thought it was pretty funny.
That's why I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, it's like super. The one word I could sum all this up is distraction. Like Chante said, like Liv said, there was a bombing in Tennessee. Nobody knew. It was a footnote. It was a footnote.
Wasn't big enough compared to what was going on. Yep.
Thank you. What sells? White against black. Civil War. Ambushing. Pushing a guy rolling a wheelchair down the street talking, we got to stand up. Mother, what?
Yeah, I saw that.
The jokes write themselves, and at this point in time, I know Main Event takes care of his family. I know Chante takes care of her family. I know Liv takes care of her family. So at the end of the day, this is my opinion. This is real time with Chris Blue's opinion. Those two jokers at the top that's fighting over the United States, that's the Main Event. But you know, as in boxing, a main event is only as good as its undercard. And the undercard is the local people in Philadelphia, the local people in Utah, the local people where I live in North Carolina. Trump or Biden doesn't have North Carolina in phase 2.5. That's our governor. Y'all, the police and all that bad shit that's going on in Philadelphia, that's the police commissioner. That's not Biden and them. So my
thing are like elected officials.
Right. Yeah. Correct. They are elected officials, but they also the people you do locally, they have just as much power as the people at the top. So that's why I'm so past that I'm like, I'm focusing on what's going on in my home and what's going on locally with me. that shit at the top. That's why when people was upset with me that I wasn't upset, because I was like, I didn't get bad news about Chante or bad news about Main Event or bad news about Liv. I got bad news about Jimbo, John, J Bob, and Shem Beckler. That's who I was getting news about. So I'm like, who are these motherfuckers? I don't know. A lady with no arms in a wheelchair was getting pushed out of the Capitol building. First of all, how did she make it up the steps with no arms in a wheelchair?
Mm-hmm.
That was see all this shit was just funny to me, and it was crazy, and I just left it at that. And I'm just gonna just let y'all know that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to say
one good thing that did happen that got overshadowed that same day that no one's talking about is we got a new attorney general. And the attorney general who went into effect was when Obama was in presidency, he wanted to elect her into Supreme Court. And Mitch McConnell was like, no, it's 8 months before before an election, the new president will do it. Which is fine, right? It was fucked up when it happened because then they let fucking what's her face in November, right after RBG died. But we have Merrick Garland, who is now our attorney general, and she came into office the day Georgia went blue, and it was like it's the timing of it from Biden was perfect because it's petty because Mitch McConnell's out. He's not the majority leader anymore, and he's the one who stopped it in the first place. But now she's the attorney general, and that was an awesome thing that happened.
Like my boy Aaron said, it's all smoke and mirrors.
It is.
To get us. Like, we just spent 21 minutes talking about something that neither one of four of our black asses was there.
Nope.
And bing.
And the American people as a whole still aren't being aided. $600 is substantial. $600, yeah, okay.
Like $1.90 for a day.
When you got people crashing an app for $600, that's what we need to be focused on. Apps were literally couldn't handle the traffic of people trying to find out where was their aid. That's what we need to be talking about. But I didn't invite y'all on here to be low budget Fox News. I brought y'all on here because when we get together, shit goes down. Like last time I found out that we got a feet model in the house, a foot model, feet or foot. Well, I guess if you send one foot, it's a feet pic. You send
wait. So Ari, I have to ask before we get started. The foot model. Are you doing the boozy challenge?
No, I don't do those challenges. I got you to do.
For those who don't know, Lil Boozy is going to have. He's going to have. Boozy Badass. He's going to have a $10,000 challenge. Whoever can suck toes the best on his Instagram live.
Yeah, nigga, do I look like a motherfucker who suck somebody's toes on the internet?
No, I'm not saying you doing it. I'm saying receiving it.
First of all, Bruce needs to worry about his fucking insulin. You need to stop these games. That's why he ain't got no fucking Instagram. He be doing the most. Oh, black ass. That's the people I'm getting sick of.
I need to lock him back up.
You got a big ass fucking platform, and you want people sucking feet.
Yeah.
Yo, he got his 12-year-old kid a prostitute for his birthday. Fuck Boozy.
Right. He's canceled. Like,
yeah, I know, I agree.
And I hate saying cancel, but Boosie, if you listening, you probably not. Your black ass need to sit down and take your insulin. And I said it. And if you got a problem with it, listen, come find me. I don't give a shit. But
I got your back.
All these fucking challenges are just distractions. Who the fuck?
Yeah.
Feet? Like you need 10. Like, why not? Hey, the kid with the best standing within the community, the best report card can win 10 grand. Not sucking feet.
Exactly.
I swear to God. You know why we can't have money? Because of that shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell a black person with money faster than you can tell a white person with money. A white person with money can be a billionaire right next to me. He got on Sperry's, a t-shirt, and some jeans. What do we got? We got chains, we got gold teeth, we got the biggest car, we got the biggest house.
It's keeping up with the Joneses. That's what it is.
Anyway, let's have some fun, y'all. So the last time we had our battle of the sexes, it was kind of fun. So I'm gonna flip the format. It's not about the right answer or wrong answer. It's about us just getting questions about the opposite sex. Because I'm still confused with some shit that women do. Hell, I'm still confused with some shit that men do. So I'm gonna give the ladies a chance to, and I didn't give you the questions because I want you to think about it right now. I didn't want you to have time. I'm going to start when I'm going to ask how it is. I'm going to ask the ladies a question, and then you're going to ask the men a question, vice versa, or you want to answer to why we do the things we do. Like, let's say, for example, if I say, why do women get so fucking mad if we don't put the toilet seat down? Then you would give an answer.
Fall in at night when we try to get up and go to the bathroom.
What? Listen, like Martin said, you look shit.
No.
Now when I'm half asleep, I'm expecting the seat to be down. I don't want my butt touching cold toilet water. Come on now.
Yep. Listen, cold toilet water ain't the worst thing your ass done touched. Now, this is real time with Prince Blue. Let's just call it what it is, man. Y'all be feeling me.
Okay.
Y'all ready to see Boosie video.
Here we go.
But y'all don't want to sit on a toilet seat? Get out of here. Yeah. Out. Gone. Live quiet. So you want the toilet seat down too?
The toilet seat needs to be down. You better put it back how you found it.
Exactly.
I don't have no problem with that. I mean, look, I'll put it like this. If it's 3 a.m. and I'm going to the bathroom, you damn right I'm going to sit down. I'm tired. I'm waking up. I'm asleep.
I'm gonna start with a good question I want to hear, because I see this on social media all the time, and this is for the women. Women, how come y'all always be talking big game about, yo, his shit gotta be heavy, it gotta be curved, it gotta do this, it gotta do that, but y'all either running or y'all done with just a finger? So what's all that about? Y'all be talking about y'all want this, it gotta be a beer can and all this shit, and then y'all be running. So why y'all talk about
it? A hot dog down a hallway. Fucking beer cans.
Liv, I was just like, wait a minute, a beer can?
I don't know why no beer can.
Shut up. Go ahead, Chante, you first, since you the underboss of the light skins.
Damn, underboss.
God. All right, so
you get promoted.
Great, Chante.
Bigger is not better, not at all.
So what was the question? So
he basically wants to know why women want big dicks, but we always run from it or just get off on a finger.
Well, that doesn't include me because I don't run from anything. So
Wait, he looking at you, right?
She said, "I'm here so I don't get fined."
She more chocolate shoe.
Oh shit. Okay, Liz.
I'm here so I don't get fined. Yeah, I mean, I think bigger is not always better. It doesn't need to be like huge. Please don't be a porn star big. I don't need a Pringles can. But like nothing under 8 inches, like let's keep it realistic. That's like a solid.
It's considered a ring pop. What am I supposed to do with it?
Nothing under 8.
Realistic?
Nothing under 8. That's like a realistic.
Oh.
Yeah.
The fuck?
That's like realistic.
Yeah.
That's like a solid answer. I feel like.
How do women walk? How do y'all walk if y'all want these supernatural ding dongs? Like, how are y'all not paralyzed?
We
like,
push babies out of our vaginas. You think a dick is a big person?
Yeah, if you
like,
haven't
nigga,
been
we push
there,
like watermelons and hams out.
Been there for a baby birth hospital.
I've been there for 3 births. That's why I don't even call men pussies anymore, because that's an insult to pussies. Like my son, like my wife was like, she was like, I'm ready to have this baby, and like 3 seconds went by and Princeton was born. I was like, shit, how am I supposed to follow that up? I can't follow that up. Now I know why they make y'all wait like 6 weeks after giving birth, because that'll make a man feel bad. He's like, yeah, you like this, right? Like what? Did we start? Like I'm not.
A hot dog down the hallway. On a hot dog down the hallway.
You got a double pat though. You're like, throw it.
Oh man.
I can't go nowhere else.
Still open the pocket.
Your damn whole torso be in there. You be like, yo.
Oh, I have a question. How come when men cheat, it's always with ugly women? It's always someone way worse than the
Yeah, like what is it with these Sasquatch always smashing?
I get that. I get sex is sex. Like pussy's not hard to find, dick's not hard to find. But it's like how I guess you can always tip from the back so you don't even gotta look at the person.
Do you want the answer? Do you want the answer?
Yeah,
because it's the same reason why fine women always complain about they ain't got no man. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you like, sometimes it was a time where like fine women, you'll be like, hey, like it's like a man with a big dick and a fine woman. You think just because I'm fine, that's it. That's all I need. I just need to be here. You do your business and that's good. But you're like, nah, man, it's no soul. It's nothing going on. Ugly chicks, they know. Listen, it might be another winter before I get a man. I'm about to pull out all the stops.
Yep.
All the stops. What, you want me to jump off the top rope and land on you? Lay down. Listen, I'm telling you the truth.
I agree. I think that's real.
Yeah.
Because you know, so I ain't gonna lie, some of you fine women, y'all be like, listen, like, come on, man, just hurry up, just do what you do.
Women know when they fine.
What women are y'all talking about?
They know when they fine, so they know what they can get away with.
Just believe what I tell you, god damn it. It's women out there that think because they fine, that's all. It's like, listen, let's be real. It's like when y'all with a man with a big dick, he thinks just because he got a big dick, he ain't got to move his hips, he ain't got to do nothing. It's just
he's just big swinging, big swinging, yeah.
It's just big.
Just big. For no reason.
Get on it. Like, he just sitting back like, yeah, just get on it. Just look. Remember the sex song? Like, that's what it is, yo. But that's the answer to your question. Ugly people, listen. They know they got to put in work because
that's why you all got ugly baby mamas out here running around. That's exactly.
I didn't want to say it, but that's why y'all be like, he with her. Damn right, because I bet you she probably do some tongue twister type shit.
Her spits out rainbows and glitter, I'm sure.
I don't want to say it, but that's why you be seeing it vice versa. That's why you be seeing women with ugly men. And you be like, why is she? Oh.
Because he gets piped down. That's why. Those ugly ones couldn't work.
That's why.
Is it also, because for us at times, is it also a matter of security?
Yeah.
Like, that's because, like, you see a woman with an ugly dude, you be like, why even? She's more secure with him to keep him around.
Yes. And it's less people coming after him. Let's be honest. Like,
nah, nothing keeps a man from cheating but himself.
Lies.
No, if a man wants to cheat, he's gonna cheat.
First of all, black men don't cheat. I don't know if you ain't know that.
Black men don't cheat. Here we go.
Put yourself in the corner.
Put me in the corner. Black men don't cheat. Well, this black man don't. Black men don't cheat. Listen. I think Angela Bassett fixed that in Wait and Exhale when she listen. Don't do it.
Car, she was done. That said the message.
All his suits, his watches. Like, damn. Like, my wife told me, like, she knows, like, she's like, I cut all your shoelaces, put ketchup in your shoes. I'm not taking a chance. I'm not risking it.
Damn.
I love my sneakers. I'm not taking a chance.
See, you invested too much into them.
True story. One time I lived in as a police officer, you could like live in these apartment complexes, and you get like either anywhere between 50% off the free rent because you're a police officer living in that complex. So I lived in a kind of shitty part of town, but it was a 3-bedroom, and my whole 3rd bedroom was just nothing but shoes and clothes. So I was picking out furniture, And I got a call. It was like, hey, this is Blue, Officer Blue. I'm like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, first of all, how'd you get this number? They're like, yeah, we're at your house. Somebody kicked your door in. Oh, so I did like I got back to my house like in 5 minutes. I kid you not. I ran past all the police all the way up to the third floor. It was like, oh, they didn't touch the third floor. They just took my PlayStation. Okay, we're good, y'all. We
just good with the sneakers.
They was like, Officer Blue, they also stole your gun and your taser. I was like, but they didn't touch my shoes. I'm good. We good here. Everything's good. I'm telling you. It's just something, but just don't touch them. I invested too much. But okay, I appreciate that answer. That was a pretty good question, Liv. But to answer your question, that's why ugly people get more leeway. No, actually, fine girls get more leeway, but they not supposed to. Like, men legit lose their mind for fine chicks. Like, she could be treating you so bad, but you be like, she fine, dog.
Princess,
I can't, because you think about all the shit that you want to do to her, that another dude's going to do to her. That's why men get so mad. That's why men get super mad when they woman cheat. Like, they could be a cheater all day long, but if they woman cheat, they get so mad because you be thinking, people like, but did he do the thing where you like do the thing? And you start thinking about it and you be like, oh man.
Look, the last dude I broke up with tried to like keep me hostage in his house. It was like, we're not breaking up. And I was like, you're breaking up.
Yeah.
We've been talking about no felonies on here.
No, he was like, you have to stay here. And I'm like,
yeah, I've dealt with a couple people I know that had to deal with that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, he just was like, you're not going to be with anyone else. And I was like,
yeah, they block the door, don't let you out. Yeah.
Literally.
They literally, yeah.
I don't know. I had to call the cops. You know how goofy it looked? I had a Black Lives Matter hat on, calling the police. Like, yo, officer,
wait, was he white?
Get me out this house.
Was he white, Liv?
No, he was from North Philly. It's over. Never again.
Don't be talking about no North Philly niggas on here, man. Oh,
never again.
They'll be like, got her. I found her. I got her coordinates. Let's go. We going to Utah. Oh man. Oh, my second question for the ladies is, this one may be silly, but I really need to know, how does a woman think she's cute? Like, y'all, like a woman can walk in, you be like, she thinks she's cute. What the fuck does that mean?
Women say that. Men say that too about women.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say men say that about dudes. I'm like, at main event walk in, I ain't be like, yo, that nigga think he cute, yo.
But with it's the same thing. Like, that nigga thinks he's like the shit. It's just that. It's that like mentality.
Confidence.
I think that she thinks she's cute. Not even confidence. It's like, there's a difference between like confidence and like cocky.
Oh yeah, it's a thin line. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you can be confident and carry yourself like with respect and have confidence when you speak with people, speak to them and look at people in the eye. And then you can be like, oh, she thinks she's cute, where you're like just rude to people because like one, you can be an attractive person while you have this, and it's just like you think you're cute. You can just talk to people however you want. Like I've come in contact with people like that a lot in Utah because there was like little rich white girls. You'd see them come into a party and they're cute, and then it's just like, oh, I'm a white bitch and I got a fat ass, so I'm the cutest bitch in here, like in a room full of like, whoa. That's real shit. Like
fat asses in Utah.
You haven't been paying attention. This has been an upcoming thing for like the last 6 years. Like
in Utah,
they finna take over. Like they trying to.
Well, like, same husband.
Wait,
oh, that's a whole different story.
You talking about polygamy?
You know, polygamy.
Yeah, that's real. The swingers, there's like a big swinger community in Utah as well. So, like that's a really big thing. Swingers, polygamy. It's not
like when you say swinging, you mean like from the chandelier, or like come in, he be like, "Yo, your woman look good. Let me see what that mouth do."
Yeah, like I dated this guy for a while, and Utah, there's not a lot of black people, so me and him would talk about how we would go out, and white people would approach us and like try to take us home with their like significant other, and like it's just about like, I just want to watch you. He was like a very attractive man, and men would approach him and be like, I want you to fuck my wife and I want to watch.
Oh, they cut.
No.
That's a big thing. Like, I have a friend who works in a brothel, and it's in Texas, and men do that. They bring their wives, and they want to watch black men smash their wives, bro.
I'm in the wrong state. I'm in the wrong state. I'm moving.
Why are black men such a fetish? You hate us, but we're a fetish.
We've been in Brooklyn zoos. Like, we've been put in the zoo on display. It's just white. It's white people. Mm-hmm. It's like this, like, realistically, like, the most athletic people, the most intelligent people, the most attractive people, a lot of the times they are of darker complexions. They are black people. And they try to, like, explain.
It's true.
Give an explanation to us being this way. They're like, oh, black people are so fast because they have extra muscles and ligaments in their body. Have you heard that? That's like, they try to explain it that way. It's like, nah, nigga, we just cool. Like, we just like dope.
They had to invent synthetic drugs to get them on our level, and they still ain't on our level.
Yep, still not.
You cannot. This is from up high, yo. He was like, listen, y'all gonna go through some shit for like 300 years. I need y'all strong. I need y'all sharp, and I need y'all ready. So he gave us big backs, big calves, big legs, big wieners. Like he's like, y'all gonna go.
Probably what started racism, honestly. Penises, large black penises.
We're not racism. This wasn't a mistake, yo. We're not a mistake. He knew. He was like, y'all gonna go through some shit, so I'm gonna equip y'all. It's like creating like a mini superhero society. That's why skin cancer is low with us. We age slow as dog. We age slow as dog shit. Like listen. Listen, I could be 38 or I could be 10. Nah, I ain't gonna say 10. 13.
Ain't still the same.
Still the same. LeBron James been 40 years old since he got out of high school.
Yep.
Benjamin Button-ass motherfucker.
Craig Oden. He looked like he was in his 60s when he came out the league. He came into the league.
Mutombo, I think, is still 35 on his birth certificate. Like, shit just don't change, yo. Like, I love my people, from our swag, our attention to detail, our culture, our skin tone. Like, we're just different flavors, man. Like, no black person is the same.
The darkest person in the world is a black person, and the whitest person in the world is a black person. Like, that's a fact. Like
they listen, but I digress. But my next question for women is, why do y'all? How can I word this? Why? No, I'm just gonna say the same. Why y'all get so upset when men ask y'all if y'all take a shit?
I don't. That's true. You got the wrong women on the show if you're supposed to get mad.
Like, no, I don't do that shit. Shut up. Like, what? Yeah. Everybody does. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Do y'all do it while the man is still in the home?
If I gotta go, I gotta go.
Yeah, like
y'all wait and light sage and shit and put on slow music.
I'm like, yo, I'm about to go.
So wait. Wouldn't you appreciate that instead of walking in and getting punched in the face by some ass? I mean, I'm okay with the sage stuff. I'm okay with that. It's real. It's like, goddamn, like, yeah.
I have a question.
Stuff.
Why don't men like check? I don't know. I get like misogynistic like men, and I understand like the patriarchy and shit like that. But like, why do men who supposedly are evolved or not? Why don't you all check your fellow men friends about like their bullshit that they call like women are supposed to? If you sleep with over 10 men, then you belong to the streets or whatever the fuck, shit like that.
Two.
How like what? So women just aren't sexual beings? Like it's only men are sexual beings?
Yeah.
Tripping.
That was easy. That was the easiest question I think I'm gonna get tonight. No, yeah.
So y'all just don't like people and you believe that.
Y'all women, y'all supposed to be dainty and do things. Y'all not supposed to be getting y'all back blown out.
And like my spouse needs nigga build me a house and go do man things, go to war. Don't come talk to me unless you build me a house with bare hands and have gone to war.
And I did my
war. Go do man shit.
We went from getting your back blown out to you gonna have to die in war.
Yeah, like if I can only see the 2 people, go do some man shit, go die in the war and build me a house. Like that's what I want.
That shit never worked out. We've all seen the movies where the guy's writing his girl home. He's like, man, what you gonna do in the war? I'm gonna go home. My woman right here. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna sleep with her. And then the next thing he dead.
Like, shot, yo.
No pussy, no nothing. And your ass at war, and she back home banging Jim, the donut man, because he just dead.
Oh man.
But no, but real talk, like women,
how is a woman supposed to be experienced and be good in bed and only sleep with 2 people?
You can be experienced, but for me, I showed you the ropes. Me.
Well, the first person I ever had a sexual encounter with didn't show me shit. So it was kind of like I had to
improvise, I guess.
But that's a problem.
Like as I grew into my womanhood and educated myself on what turns me on can translate into pleasing the guy that I'm with. See, like at the age that I lost my virginity, like he just thought like, all right, stick it in, boom, I took her virginity. But you didn't do nothing else. Like you ain't show me nothing else. Like
going. I'm just
he showed you that you went for he showed you that your first time won't be your last.
But no, that's part of like that's part of it's like women are supposed to literally just hand our sexuality over to a man and expect to please a man versus understanding what pleases us and saying, I don't like that shit. Why are you fucking fingering me like you're trying to get change out of a coin machine? Like, why are you doing that?
Right.
That's real, but that's what we're taught.
Come on, Eminem. 7. Come on, Eminem. Come on, Eminem.
All right. Hold on. First off, no. Right. Here's the thing. I don't have a problem with a woman who's experienced because that means you definitely will get something good. All right. But of course, she's got a body count. But you gotta ignore that in order to get what you really want. You have to.
It just doesn't matter.
What's wrong with the body count if she's been safe though? Like it's different if she raw dogging everybody, but if she's
now we're putting everyone in the box now. That's the case.
When you go to stick your dick in, if she does not have a sexual transmitted disease or infection, who gives a fuck who she slept with?
Liv Chante's name. I got one word for you. I got one name for you. Kim Kardashian. Like, how can he legit bring his woman into a room full of NBA ballers, and 90% of the room is like, damn, dog, did she do that thing where she? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Body count.
But Hollywood is different. They pass everybody around in that little world.
How many friends I have that can be like, oh yeah, like we like men do the same thing and sleep with the same women and be like, oh, we passed you around our friends. Like it's the same shit. It's just because a man did it and a woman did it.
Right.
Like there's people who like, oh, I've slept with this person, I've slept with that person. It's like, oh, keep friends.
We have to keep in mind. We have to keep in mind that women they get approached more than men. All right. So they have more opportunities than men. Okay. There could be a woman, one of y'all that could walk down the street and probably get 10 guys to say, hey, where one of us will walk down the street. And we probably, if we get one, we happy for the rest of the day. We happy for the rest of the day for that compliment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. So women are so used to being, dare I say, I don't want to say hunted. I don't want to say that. That's the wrong word.
Oh, say it.
You want to say hunted? Okay. Hunted. Okay, hunted. Because you have guys, and there's some guys out there who will simply do it just for the game, who will say, hey, I want to dominate her. I want to do this. And then after that, I'm going to get rid of her. Once I get what I got. There's guys out there who do that. They play the hunting game. There's difference. All right. But there's a difference between being, as I can say, the attraction and the chemistry. Now, what that also goes with is just how far you're willing to go. How if you're being too nice or you're being too mean or what the case may be. Because now we're playing the mental game. And I've seen a lot of guys who are real pieces of shit hold on to fine women because they've abused them so much. Mentally, emotionally. So I do see it, but I've seen it on the other half too. I've been a victim on the other half too as well. So I know how it feels. I think both sides are two sides of the same coin that don't give each other enough credit. So I just feel that women, like I said, that's what I said. Women, they are sexual beings. We shouldn't be intimidated by it because that's what you want. You know, you want her to do you the way you want it, the way you like it, whatever, and in exchange, you do the same thing for her. Am I wrong on this? I mean, this 50-50 thing.
No, but I mean, let's just be honest. Let's be real, and it all comes back to it. Like Meg, I'm gonna use Meg. Meg ain't doing shit that Madonna didn't do. But for some reason, when you got that black 5'10" stallion ass body, it's all she nasty. She to the streets. Blah 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 blah. Madonna done been with more black men than Meg has.
True.
You don't hear about that because again, we're fetishes. We're fetish. Like I will say it again to the number one genre in porn is interracial, and it ain't black people buying it. It is what it is, and it's a whole culture. It's a thing to where a black woman is to the street, a white woman is misguided, or she waiting for the right one.
Well, I heard in Thailand and in Japan, we're a delicacy. Black men.
What?
We're a delicacy. We're a delicacy.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah. That's how they treat you over there.
Black man. I like black man.
Yeah, like I said, guys I know from the military, from the Navy, was like, yo, we walked out there and they were just giving it to us, throwing it at them. So, we're a delicacy.
What, Chante? What you was about to say?
No, I was just saying I didn't know that what he was talking about in Thailand. That's crazy. That I mean, I'm not surprised because like even if you go back to slavery times, like I mean, we've been fetishized and it's been this obsession with us since the beginning of time. You know, it's sad. But you brought up a good point. Like I completely forgot Madonna's track record. Like she's been passed around and ran through and jumped on and slam dunked on I don't know how many times, but it was like, oh, she's Madonna, you know, she's with Dennis Rodman and she's with whoever else that, you know, at one point she was visiting Tupac in jail and like but like you said, when Meg does it, and because Meg's body is fetishized, it's like, oh, here she goes twerking again. Here she go doing this, and you know.
And now you got these flat ass women on TikTok doing it, and it's a thing.
The challenge now it is.
Yeah. I even heard they wanted to like put that shit in the Olympics or some shit.
Wait. Did y'all see the woman who had? I don't want to call her a midget. She was like a dwarf, old lady, and she tried to get down and throw her back out, and she fell over. She was just laying there like she was dead. I was like, bruh.
Good. Get your little ass off stage. Get out of here. Women, so why is it so hard?
Oh, he froze.
Oh, yeah, he froze.
Prince, you're frozen.
And pay his Wi-Fi bill.
They're looking for him.
That's a long time. Damn.
Yeah, that's a long time. He probably went and like, what the hell's going on? Like, there you go.
There you go.
I heard that Wi-Fi bill, but it was Liv. But why is it hard for women to? I guess I could say let go. Like, why do y'all be so like? Even when a dude don't want y'all, like,
Because
why
niggas
do
are
y'all?
trash. That's the answer.
I ain't a fucking question, yo. Damn, you put it in the trash, man. I can't see the question.
I can't get let go of shit.
Okay. Why is it hard for y'all to let go?
Men don't deserve rights. Just kidding.
No, you meant that shit. That's truth and humor. You know what? I'll support you, but I ain't voting for you on any ballot. Liv gonna have men flogged and shit. Like just on top of the steps, like 10 years on this woman. What the fuck?
I think that's a case by case question. Like, not everybody is like that. A lot of people in general, when you have trust issues, it most of the time stems from people in your family, because it comes from like people who surrounded you. Your relationship in general is a reflection of like whether it be a relationship with your parents or whoever raised you. So when you get into adulthood, and it's friendships as well, not even just romantic relationships, a lot of people in general have a hard time letting go of things because they've been, taken advantage of by family or friends. And it's a repeat cycle. So people who have a hard time letting go of things typically have to like check the people they have around them as well, not just their significant other. Like that's me personally speaking. Like that's just how I feel. I feel like that's a lot of people's story though. And it's just a cycle. So that whole like breaking generational curses thing is part of that. Like realizing, oh, I have family who is toxic. And this is part of my trust issues come out because of my parents. Like you have to realize that. And that's like what is going on. I think a part of the shift that's happening is like recognizing we should be able to say, hey, look, I can keep this person in a space. Like I can accept this person in small doses. Like I love my mother, but I can't be around her for more than like 2 days. Like it's just what it is. Like after 2 days, I'm like, hey, the weekend's over. I hope you have a great the rest of the week. I'll speak to you in a month. Like that's real.
Chante.
So I think.
So you're saying why is it hard for us to let go? I have an issue of just cutting people off. Like once I feel like either you disrespecting me or I'm just getting a feeling like this is just a waste of time, I cut you off. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I know when I talk to my therapist, it's more of, she told me it's not so much of trust issues with other people, it's trusting my own instincts. So, and which that kind of like opened my eyes on really how I view things, because it was like I kept saying for years, like I just have trust issues. I have trust issues. She's like, no, it's that you don't trust yourself enough to know is if this person is worth being in your space or not. You're not trusting yourself enough. You're not you see the red flags, but you choose to ignore them sometimes because you don't want to be right all the time about that situation. And I'm like, that makes complete sense. So it's not so much like, oh, I don't trust this person because they're giving me a reason not to trust. It's that I don't trust my own intuition that this person is really just going to be wasting my time. So I just cut people off. So yeah, it is an Aries trait. I can't help it. It is what it is. Like, once I stop fucking with you, I just stop fucking with you. It is what it is. There is no gray area with me. It's kind of like either I'm a ride for you and we got something in common, or I just don't like you and I don't want to fuck with you. So goodbye. That's really, there is no either or.
Okay. Well, I feel enlightened. I thought I was going to get more comedy out of that question, but it got real. Shit.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm going to go the opposite with this. From personal experience, I'm going to say that I've always been the type who try to give people second chances, third chances. But as time goes on, before you know it, you're like, all right, you're one and done. You know what I mean? It is a hardcore Aries trait, as I believe, but I feel as though a lot of it, as she said, it comes down to trusting your own gut. And when something happens, you find yourself not just letting go, but you have to reinvent yourself. So you reinvent yourself over and over and over again. So you're constantly changing over and over and over. So as you learn from every experience, you become a different you. And then you go back and say, okay, can I go back and can I see how this happened? Or can I think about how that, especially when you have other relationships or friends who cut you off without telling you, without a reason, and you need closure. You can't just always say, okay, well, fuck that person. I'm just going to close it out and just cut it off and just be emotionless. We're still human. At least I feel. So I would never want to get to that point. You know what I mean? So not letting go is more, for me, I felt was more of a human trait, but it can also be a weakness. And I, of course you acknowledge that it has to be a weakness. You have to say that. At some point you have to say enough is enough. But it also, I think that a lot of it is constant reinvention. Constant.
That's all pretzels.
Yeah, yeah.
Photo bomb, video bomb. But and speaking of, like, when you are human, and as humans we're all flawed. I know it's so 2020. Be like, I love myself. It's nothing that I would want to change about myself. But if you could change one thing physically about yourself, and you have to pick one, and I have a feeling I know who's going to be a hard ass about this one. But if you have to change one physical trait about yourself, what would that be? Let's start with Liv.
One physical thing about myself. I mean, I guess like I wish I had like a bigger butt. I don't know, like a bigger butt would be cool.
What? I didn't hear you. What?
Bigger butt.
Oh, you can work on that, girl. Just do some squats.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if I had like, yeah, I could work out. Like there's nothing like I'm like, oh, I hate my toes or something weird. No, I'm like,
you like a big old stank ass. Just
like I'm an athlete, so like physically, like I know what my body's supposed to look like.
Thank you.
Like I grew up playing soccer and basketball and I box, so it's like I know what my body's supposed to look like, and I haven't done it for a long time. So I'm like, it'd be nice to fit into my soccer shorts again. That's all.
What's wrong with your soccer shorts? They loose?
Yeah. You stop working out and lifting weights, like no 6 a.m. weight classes anymore. Like that's about it.
All right, Chante, you're up.
I definitely want a bigger butt. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, I know I can do squats, but yeah, definitely a bigger butt.
Yeah.
My Irish ancestors was like, yeah, no, you got lips, you got breasts. We're just gonna give you a 1994 classic white girl ass. So there you go.
Honestly though, like 94 black people, like black women in music videos had like normal ass bodies. Like they were nothing what people look like today. So like that's why I was like, I was meant to be a video girl in like 96.
I told you look like the LL Cool J. Actually, you look like the main woman in LL Cool J video.
Like the front end video of Pharrell and
yeah.
She just looks, her hair is so messy, like her body's that's me. That's where I should have been, early 2000s, mid 90s.
You know what cracks me up? Before I get to you, man, you know what cracks me up is when like I'm on IG and man, I'm calling you out. You see that ass was store-bought from Amazon and they couldn't afford the legs with it. And you go on Google Gaga over just a monstrosity of an ass. Like, I'm like, dude, like that shit look like it's filled with pudding and concrete. Like, how is that? Like, damn, Ma, you look good. Like, she bought it. If she better look good. Like, it's just something about natural beauty that I think is slowly being lost. Now you expect everybody to be like, come on. When you see these women with these big round asses, big legs, big ass titties, and then a stomach like J-Lo. I'm like, really, y'all? Like, really? Like, come on, man. Like, let's. Women are dying, getting ass shots and all this type of surgery and face getting scarred up, and I'm like, don't do all that. I know what women say. I don't do it for them. I do it for me. But bullshit. Okay, because like you just saw it now with Von Miller. His found him a girl on IG, and then she went ham on his ass. Like showed all his DMs and everything. First of all, his shit was disgusting as fuck. Like we got to stop reacting like that when we're sleeping with these women with no protection and they're getting pregnant. Then we're acting like we didn't know how the fuck it happened. Like, but that's also a sign, ladies. Like, if a man is acting like that, get rid of him quickly. Like, I ain't gonna tell you what to do with your baby, but he just told you who he was. You know how Chante, you were saying your instincts, and Liv, you saying your instincts, trust your instincts. Like if a man acted like that when it comes to a child, he done already told you he ain't it. So that's just my soapbox. But main. So what would you change physically?
Well, since I run a lot of marathons and do a lot of sports and stuff, I am going to say my feet. I look like yo, my feet look like Fred Flintstone, bro. Like from all the running and marathons, the athletes' feet are a serious thing.
Yo,
serious.
Yeah, I step on them. Yep. Those horns and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, no toenails. That's real.
They always fall off. It's a real thing.
Oh man, it's so weird because I used to say I would want hair. I would want like a head full of hair just because.
You just want that Lionel Richie Jerry curl just to whip around.
You want to party on the ceiling? Is that it? Is that what you want to do?
I was on my shirt, like blowing my shit in the wind. Like, listen, I would get my shit hot combed out. But now, if I was to change something physically, I would want to be taller. Like, okay. I hate seeing people that's tall for no reason. Like, do you hoop? No. Do you take stuff off of shelves for short people? No. Then why the fuck are you tall? Like, give it to me. Give it to me. You know, man. Listen, Liv, Chante, you know, if you see a tall brother, the first thing you ask is what?
Yeah. Do you hoop? Yep.
Do you hoop?
Yep.
Do you hoop?
It's a common stereotype. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you hoop? Nah, I play the violin. Get your black ass in our basketball court. Like,
look, I played basketball. I played on a mill. I played with boys until I got to high school, so I couldn't play with boys anymore. There's men who are tall just to be tall who cannot play basketball. So it's like, we stay off the court. I'm
no
in this
coordination at all.
So I've been 5'6" since I was in like the 5th grade, which is like incredibly odd. Like I'm only 5'6". The doctor was like, you're gonna be like 5'10". You might be 6 foot. My dad had me playing crazy amounts of basketball, and I broke my ankle, and the doctor's like, you're 5'6" for the rest of your life. Your growth plates are fully grown. But I played basketball with this kid, and they would pick me to be the center over him. I was 5'6" because he would shoot the ball and just go straight up into like.
Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. Basketball court, 5'11", center. And I got to post up against a guy who's like 6'4". Like, really? So now I got to box you out all day. Like, because it's like.
Now, the opposite of that is like, I've always been a big dude. So I kid you not, I had to avoid the football coach all 4 years of high school.
Oh, yeah.
Look, when you going to stop playing games and get on this football field? Like, when I actually know what the fuck I'm doing, coach. Yeah, I'm good, coach. Like, I had to like hide. The coach was walking down the hallways. I'd be like, Blue, you look like you heavy. You gained some more weight, Blue. How much you weigh? I'm like 270. Okay, yeah, you right. I'll get you some scholarships. You ain't getting.
Hey, they gonna have you in the gym benching with everyone else. I know how to run a high school football team.
You tell me I got to eat right. I'm out. Like, coach. But okay, women. So
what's your like weirdest date that you've ever been on, or like
weirdest date?
yes, do you have a weirdest date?
Honey, you know I love you, but I told my lady this story, so this won't surprise her. I once went on a date with a woman, and she bought a suitcase with her. We went on a date. We finished eating and everything. She's like, "Look, I'm staying in a hotel." She gave me this whole sob story, and I listened. That's one thing about a Cancer. Fantastic listeners. A Cancer will you've never seen a single Cancer because we know how to listen. So she was like, "Man," she gave me this long story. It could have been a movie or a life. She fought poverty, and she was with a dude that was no good. Blah blah blah. I was like, uh huh. So where do I need to drop you off at? Your hotel up the street or like, and then she totally flipped. She was like, I just told you I'm staying in a hotel and you gonna send me back? I was like, yeah, that's where the fuck you came from. Like,
that's crazy.
You go. Like she legit had a suitcase. So I'm thinking like, well, maybe she got an early flight. I'm just trying to process it in my mind. I done already drove her, picked her up. So I'm like, well, I put the suitcase in the trunk. I'm like, first I was trying to make sure like there ain't no body and like no dope or nothing. Is it like what the fuck? Like went on a date, everything was cool. Then she gave me that story. She legit thought she was gonna stay with me. I dropped her ass back off. Sure did. And then 2 weeks later, I messaged my wife, well, my dead future wife again on POS app. And I was like, if she don't answer this one, I ain't gonna, because I sent her 3 messages and she never answered either one of them. Persistent pays off, fellas. I messaged her 3 times. And on the 3rd time, because she was she got the thing to where she hates seeing the red notifications on her phone that she has to check something. So she went on the app and I was one of the notifications and the rest is history. So because of that weird date, even Press was laughing at me. Because of that weird date, I now got a wife.
Worked out for you.
It worked out for me. What about you, Liv?
I have never had like a weird date. But one time I dated a guy who was black and he was adopted by white people. And we were like making out in his car and he had like this playlist on. And it was the album to Stranger Things. Like the
Wait, what?
like, we're gonna get attacked by monsters. Like, why is this shit on?
And he put on Stranger Things.
No, it gets better. It gets better. So like we cracked jokes. I made fun of him, called him out. I was like, you're adopted by white people, I understand. So then like we go on another date. And we're like in his car and he would play Weird Al all the time. And I was just like, I can't. Needless to say, he had no culture. And I tried to help him. He would not wear lotion.
Oh no. So he was ashy? Oh no.
It was no. Just a black man from Washington. He was like, I will give him like he was super responsible, had like a great credit score, had a nice house, a nice car. So
what's a great credit score? Was it in the 800?
It's funny. No, it was like I don't know, but it was like 720 because he was helping me with like my credit stuff. Like he was like a financial advisor, but he was like just a geek, listened to Weird Al and played Stranger Things when we made out. Like,
wow.
So that's the weirdest date relationship situation thing I've ever had.
Chante?
Oh man. So one time it was this guy, he asked me on a date. All right, cool, fine. And he showed up. I was still living with my parents at the time, so he shows up and my mom's like, why it looks like he keeps having tremors, right? And I was like, I don't know what that's about. And my mom was like, just be careful, I just want to make sure you're gonna be all right. No, you're not getting candy. I just want to make sure that you're gonna be all right on the date. So we get in his car, right? And he's like, yeah, you probably wonder why I keep having these tremors. And I'm like, yeah. He was like, well, I normally have seizures. And I said, you're not even supposed to be driving, sir. Why are you driving? So I'm sitting in the car, right? Because we're already halfway to the movie theater. And I'm like, Jesus, just get us to the movie theater alive. So we get to the movie theater, right? So he was like, all right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So while he went to the bathroom, I text one of my homegirls because anytime that I feel like the date's gonna go left, I always have a backup plan. So I told her, I said, when I text you this word, that means call me and just scream on the phone, make your voice really loud on the phone like it's an emergency. Just make something up. Say like you're pregnant and you're going into labor, something so that I can cut this date short and we gotta go. So we're sitting there in the movie theater. And I guess I don't know what type of vibe he thought he was feeling, but he kept trying to like put his hand on my thigh. And I was like, see, I'm not trying to go to jail for assault. I'm not trying to do that. So he was like, you all right? You just seem kind of tense. You all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. So he was really into the movie. I don't even know what movie it was. So I text my homegirl the word. I forgot what word it was. So she calls me and she's like, oh my God. Hey, oh my God, my water broke. And I was like, wait, what? Your water broke? What you talking about? I'm like, you're not even like this whole like dramatic thing, right? So he was like, what's going on? I was like, we got to leave now. We got to leave now. I was like, my girl just went to labor and she don't have nobody else to take her to the hospital. And I'm like, we got to leave now. He was like, oh, I can just take you to her house. I'm like, first of all, she don't know you and I'm not telling you where she lives. Drop me off at my house so I can get my car and I can go take her to the hospital. So he was like, all right, all right, all right. So he drops me off and I was like, never, I just, and then it was funny. So like 4 years later, I'm at a bar, right? Just so happened to be at a bar for my birthday. Who walks in with his homie? And I turned, I looked at it, I'm like, no, no, it's not. This can't be this guy. It cannot be. Don't you know? And then he was like, yo, so everything worked out with your friend. How in the hell do you still remember that? So I'm like looking at him like, what is he talking about? I'm like, oh yeah, she was fine. You know, the baby's like 3 now, almost 4 now. Like, yeah. Yeah,
yo, he was trying to have some seizures up in that thing, yo. you always remember the ones that got away, yo. He's like, man,
That's crazy.
Bruh, he forgot to tell you he has medical seizures while he's driving. Oh, I'm like, don't trigger this dude. Don't trigger him. 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 Go ahead, man.
All right, well, since everyone else has glasses, I'm gonna take my proverbial glasses off for this one and say it's actually a question. But I think I got y'all beat hands down. Okay, so during high school, I'm on a date, and it was just supposed to be her and I. And she was like, oh, I want to bring my friend, because she didn't feel, so safe. She was playing it safe. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'll bring my man so she has someone to talk to. So it's not a big deal, right? So, yeah, did not go well at all. First 5 minutes in, her friend made it known, you do not talk to her. Anything you have to say, you have to relay to me, and then I'll relay it to her. And I'm like, wait a minute. She's right next to you. What's going on here? You know what I mean? And he's like, what kind of bullshit is this? And he's the type of hothead. So I'm like, chill. No. She trying to set you up. She hating. And I'm like, relax. Let's see what's going on. So all we did was walk in the mall. Just walking the mall. That's it. That's as far as it got before everyone went their separate ways. So this probably lasted about maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And every time I had a question for her, her friend would answer. And I'm like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to her. What? And she's just like, well, we feel as though that you have more to offer, but we are not sure exactly what your game is. And I'm like, who is we? Who is what? So, of course, he gets mad. They start arguing, right? And I'm just sitting here like, you gotta be kidding me! Like, what the fuck? And she's sitting there like she doesn't know where she's at. She's just pretty much a mannequin right now. You're just sitting there, and I'm like, she's not. Yeah, she's not. She's not saying anything. She's not doing anything. Right? Not saying anything. So eventually, between them arguing, her friend decided, oh, this date is over. It's done. Because she was arguing with my friend. I'm like, that has nothing to do with me. I didn't do anything. I'm sitting here talking to her. So she had no voice of her own, which was weird because she was known in school to be a very big loudmouth. I don't understand this. So, of course, when the date was over, that weekend that rolled over, that Monday in school, she was like, yeah, I went out with him. And, I had said this and said this. And I was like, you said not one word to me the entire day. What are you talking about?
Mute.
It's very mute. Very
How
mute.
did she bring her representation where on date? Like
exactly. It was like a lawyer. And I was just like, I was looking at her like, am I talking to her or am I talking to you?
She didn't like you, and she just went on a date to get
from
out
the
of her
jump.
house.
That's what it felt like. From the jump.
What it was.
And she
it's like they doing us a fucking favor.
Then why waste time? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why waste my time?
No, just
like
no, you can't have my phone.
Along those lines, women, what makes y'all drier than flour? Something a man can do that can dry you up immediately.
I'm sorry, wait, what?
What can dry you up immediately? Like, what can a man do that immediately, like, the fountain is, like, shut off? Like, the water bill is not paid. Like, you're, like, dry. You're like, no.
Dirty fingernails can never happen. Like, that's disgusting.
What?
Yes. That's, like, not a thing. That's, like, a hygiene thing. But it's, like, keep your fingernails clean. That's gross. We're adults. Wash your hands and under your nails.
What, you don't want the corona snacks? Like,
that's like one thing I'm just like, no, gross. I just am like, I'm big on, obviously I'm like this fucking protest. I am very like feminist thing. I hate men who are just, I guess like one-sided with like what they expect out of a woman versus what they expect out of a man. Like I couldn't, that's just what it is. Like I don't have anything that's like, oh, that's gross.
Why don't you just make a sandwich, Liv? What would it hurt to make a sandwich? Just make a sandwich.
I will for myself.
I think. Oh my God! It's your feminist part is not going to be taken away.
But here's the thing: that's not even feminism. Y'all think like me not taking like I cook for the guy I'm dating. Like we hang out. I mean, I'm not washing his clothes and shit because I live in my house and he lives at his own. But like, it's not being a feminist isn't having like these traits of not wanting to like take care of the person you're with. But like,
what is being a feminist?
It's like fighting for the rights of women, and it's not just like
so it's not equality.
It's not gender roles. It's not only gender roles. Like if you're a woman and you like doing those things, do it. As a feminist, it's not my job to be like, no, sis, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Go the fuck home, bring that bacon home and fry that shit yourself, sis. Like, that's not what it is. It's like, if you as a woman, you should have the agency over your own body, over your own life to do the things you want to do. Like, that's it. Negative. Like, child care is a feminine issue. Like, all those things. It's not gender roles.
Negative. So, when we're in the moment and we ask, whose is it? As a feminist, do you say it's his or you say it's still mine?
I definitely have said it was his. And then I'm like, but it's on borrowed time because after I say no, it's not. Like
see, that's what they don't tell you. It's on borrowed time. She said it right. She said it right.
That's real.
Tell you.
Like,
don't tell all that during it. Like, whose is it? It's on borrowed time, sir.
Like, I have literally told someone like, I'm giving you access, but your access can be denied quick, swift, within a hurry. Like,
damn right.
That's exactly what it is. Like the last guy I dated, he like, I always bring him up because he was a completely different person for the first like 5 months we dated, and then switched to fucking like this crazy person. And we dated for a year. But he would like say shit like "fuck your feminism bullshit," and I'd be like, like just this crazy like out of pocket shit.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, it would just be like, to me, that's like super disrespectful. Like, it's just fucked up. Like, I'm a woman, I have a daughter. You were raised by your mother, your sisters, your grandmother. Five generations of women raised you, bro. But it's like,
long as you know that when a man asks whose is it, you answer appropriately. Go ahead, Chante.
I can't stand arrogance. Like when he's just like talking about himself, or I can't have like just a really good conversation. It's just all about like what he's doing, and it's just all about him. Like, dude, like nobody cares. No one cares. Why are you talking about yourself so damn much? Like, if you're over here to have sex, come over here and have sex and just stop talking. Like that will just piss me off.
Actually, I agree with that. I will go with Chante's answer.
Oh, of course you agree with that.
No, that's arrogance is awful.
Don't come over here talking. Just come crush. Like, I'm gonna open the door. You just throw me up against the wall. Crush.
Exactly.
Like it's some type of movie. If
No,
we
but
had to do something like that,
it ain't a movie that happens in real life.
That does happen in real life. That really does.
In my world, it does.
Extra boring as fuck. Like, if it doesn't, like that shit does happen.
Listen,
it's not
well,
everybody teach their own, but it does happen.
Well, I'm married now, so even when my wife is mad at me, I'm not. It's go time, so I don't know. You know, I hate it. I would hate like if a woman is like unsure of it. I guess like no confidence in what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
like
right.
turn the lights on. Can I leave one sock on or shit like that? Like,
can I leave one sock?
like just listen. If you don't know what you're doing, fake it, goddamn. Like, don't like, cause then I don't want to be I ain't no damn teacher. Like, just like do what you do. Like,
didn't you say you wanted someone that you could teach so they could be experienced? Now you say
that's my wife. That's my wife. Look, I control alt deleted my wife's body count. Soon as I'm right, control alt delete. How many people you been with? 0. I just check the files. I don't see them. What about you, man? What makes little man say, "Oh hell no"?
I'm gonna have to go with there's two answers, and I think both of them answered them correctly. Arrogance is one. If one thinks that they're just so damn great, it's like, all right, then why are you here? If you're so great, why are you here? Like, for real, just go look in the mirror then, and stay home, look in the mirror. Like, what's wrong with you? And I will say people who are very unsure of themselves, and I've had to deal with this a lot in relationships where it seems like if you press them hard enough, not even press them hard enough, very easily press them, they fold. And the thing is, it's not on just common subjects. They're like on extremes. And it's like, oh, your ex-boyfriend called. Well, he was talking about, me coming over. I said, how long was you on the phone with him? Maybe a minute. I said, you going? I don't know. Okay, see that right there? That's the wrong answer. That's the wrong answer. Right, I don't know. The fact that you said I don't know, that's the wrong answer. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that really makes me mad, because it's like, it's okay to be strong and independent and everything, but like I said, you got to have each other's back. And if you're not showing me, respect is earned. If you show me the same respect, I'm going to show you the same respect. And that's what it comes down to, because that's when people start getting wild attitudes and carrying on, when they don't respect people. And that's where I have a huge problem with people in general. That's just in general. You know what I mean? You better respect me. What have you done in my life that I need to respect you? You know what I'm saying? You gotta earn it first, but it also comes through communication. And I think a lot of breakdowns come, through communication. And that's when people start going their own way. And that kind of makes me mad because they're the first people to also say that they're the most mature.
Did you go dark to get another damn beer?
I had to use the restroom as well, but yes.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh, did you take a shit?
Not this time. I shit, shower, and shave in the morning.
That's what I'm talking about. See, no hesitation. She said no, not this time.
So yeah, it does come down to extreme sides of arrogance and people not being sure of themselves, not being self-confident in themselves and what they can do, or say no, or if they don't like something, just say it. Don't just go with it. If you don't like it, then don't do it. That's simple.
All right, I know what
question. As a woman, men will put like a whole lot of pressure and not take no for an answer, like whether it be sexual or not.
She missed it. She missed it.
Or I missed it. I did miss part of it.
Yeah, I was talking about that. Yeah.
Okay. As long as it was addressed, that's fine.
Yes, it was addressed. Thank you. I know what I wanted to go. I wanted to go around the room, and it's going to be vice versa. So I'm going to ask the men, like, name one person. It could be a celebrity, an athlete, or somebody that everybody else finds attractive, and you just don't get it. Like I don't see it. So I'm gonna start with Chante. Name a female that men be like, oh my gosh. And I know before Liv gets on me, it's about women empowerment. Don't talk about another woman. Blah blah blah. Burn your bra. Listen, just to spin all that shit. I'm gonna give y'all a hater-free card. Y'all get to hate on somebody right now that you're like, I just don't get it. Like, she cockeyed. Like, why are men all over her? Like, I don't get it. Chante, go ahead.
Black China.
Okay.
Wait a minute, the music was perfect.
Yeah, right.
It was like game show music.
She's on a timer.
Oh, good drop in pretzels. So Black China, what is it about Black China that you don't get?
The chick has had so many surgeries on her face that she doesn't even look like human anymore. Like, I know at some point she used to be really pretty, but it's like she got caught up in that trying to fit what the trend is with the booty and the snatched waist and the cheekbones that stick 5 inches out of her face. Like, I don't
looking like The Weeknd. Nah.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Liv? I can't think of anyone off top, but like besides the Kardashians. I used to love Kim Kardashian, like when the Keeping Up with the Kardashians first started. Right. I thought they were like beautiful. Like I loved Kim Kardashian. I was like 19 back then though, so like that's my reason. But I just don't like, they are pretty, but it's like very, very like, it's just, they would not be pretty if they were broke. Like money made them, they looked attractive before that, but they would not be considered what they are now. Like when she was a stylist, she was pretty. She looked Armenian. She was like this brown girl. She had brown people features
from LA.
But she looked Middle Eastern. Like she had not Middle Eastern. She had brown people features that were like her own.
Yeah.
And now she has paid to have all this other weird shit. She's like lasered her hairline. So her hairline, like, bitch, you were Armenian. We know you're hairy. It's fine. Like, it's okay. Like, that's you. Like,
Go ahead, man.
No, I had the same answer. It's the Kardashians. I mean, the work that they have done, Khloe Kardashian in general.
You have to pick a man.
I gotta pick a man? God, okay. God damn it, man.
Drake. I don't see it.
Nah. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go against the grain here. And I'm gonna say Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, what? This has been Real Time with Prince Blue.
It's time to rattle the cage. I'm gonna rattle the cage on this one. Okay, I'm gonna rattle the cage. Okay, let me tell you. So you know Michael B. Jordan from where? What movie did you see him in?
I can take it all the way back to The Wire. I remember him on The Wire. But you saying when I started thinking he was attractive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to take it to what's that movie where those kids became like superheroes, like something?
Yeah, I know she's talking.
No, not that one. It was the one where like
they were superheroes and it was from the media or whatever. I know she's talking about.
Oh, yeah.
It was that movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Hardball. Wasn't he in Hardball?
Yeah, he was. I didn't realize that he was a little kid. Yeah.
I just don't understand because, of course, not y'all. Since y'all have y'all passed on him, but of course, no one liked him until Creed. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
Well, because he worked out. But guess what? Do you get black man workout like that?
Chante.
See? And the thing is, he wasn't even that big in Creed. He was really small. It was just camera adds 10 pounds to you, so you look real muscular.
Have you seen him in Black Panther? Fuck Creed. Woo! You know what Killmonger looks like?
Really? Really?
Fuck Killmonger.
Amen.
Bring it back anyway, so just get ready for that. Yeah, get ready for that. But that's the thing. I felt as though I haven't, ever since he said that he could knock out Roy Jones, I have not been such a fan of him.
Who said that? He said that?
Yes, during Creed 2, he said he can knock out Roy Jones. If you give him 6 weeks of training, you can knock out Roy Jones. Get out of here. Come on.
That's just being a little arrogant.
Exactly. That's arrogance.
And that's the worst he's said or done. And we know plenty of, but anyway, you know, I love him anyway, so I'm going to defend him. I'll die on that hill. So go ahead.
No, but that's the thing. I think arrogance can make people ugly. Even if you find physical, it can make them really ugly. It can turn things. And I felt this though. I'm like, yo, all these women all up on him. He said, he can beat up professional world champions. Like, what the fuck? Like, nah, I could go somewhere. Just because you work out and have your little montages like Rocky, don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's always been there. It's like I understood the Denzel I understood the Wesley you know what I mean? There's not that many pillars of black men that get that stature. You know what I mean? So when he was kind of anointed, I was like, for real, this is the best y'all got to offer? Like, that's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. Mm-hmm. And to this day, I'm still like, I understand he work out, but we all work out. You know what I'm saying?
My guy, and I'm probably going to rattle some cages, and I don't give a shit. But it's just, number one, it's because his personality is, and we all see clearly he has a booger sugar issue or some other substance issue, and I just don't get it, y'all.
Is what?
It's Chris Brown. I love Chris Brown.
That, you know what? That breaks my heart with that. It was so much potential there, and after that situation with Rihanna, that broke him because now he's just a full functioning crackhead.
I still remember the guy that's chasing the girl, not chasing the girl, but he was dancing to the girl at every pillar. On
they was calling the next Michael Jackson and shit. Yeah.
And now he's stuck in
that breaks my heart.
He
so
was
much
in the
talent.
club. It's a video of him in the club, like doing coke and then flicking it off his shirt. Like, it's just, I just don't get it.
Can you imagine being famous at that age?
Of course.
Like that shit, being famous at an adult level is crazy. But being famous at like 14, 15, like having grown women trying to get you and bag you when you're 14 or 15.
I get it.
Fame is such a crazy, weird thing. Like, imagine like being the popular kid in high school and everybody's kissing your ass when you're the all-star athlete. Like, that's just a small community of people kissing your ass.
I was popular in high school.
And I'm sure you got away with shit, and like people gave you extra shit that they wouldn't give other people. And then when you get to this high school,
it was the 90s. We don't really have much.
I got extra snacks. No, real talk. It was the lunch lady that used to give me extra snacks because I used to make her laugh. Like, no shit. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Like I used to have this. You remember when you could like buy like the cakes and stuff? I would have it on my tray, and she'd be like, "Go ahead."
Yeah.
But who's laughing now? I got diabetes. Ha! Maybe she just said no. God damn it. Damn snacks. But yeah, I don't get the Chris Brown. But you can't. You talking to the president of the Michael B. Jordan fan club right there in the middle. So I knew she.
Have you seen that music video he did with that white girl? Ever since then, I can't defend him. Like he's attractive. I can't defend him after I watched that music video.
Okay, all right. This is what I don't understand. Is the whole.
Here we go.
I just think he looked like everyone else, like that you see on the block. It's like,
but that's why I like him. I don't want some bougie looking like.
Okay.
He looks like somebody that's dateable. That's why I like him. Like I'm not one of those that like is. I don't want to try to date somebody that's unattainable. Yeah, that would be somebody I would date on the road. Like,
is that what Hollywood's all about, though? It's they're unattainable unless you're in that.
I don't give a damn about Hollywood. I just want to smash him. That's all. And he looks like he's smashable. That's the bottom line.
See the white women he has dated.
So we get a bunch of people to take their shirt off.
Hold up with the whole white woman thing. He is currently, even though she's a whore and she's been passed around because she was just messing with what's his name? What's Sierra's baby dad's name?
Russell Wilson.
No.
Future.
Oh, Future.
Laura.
Yeah, Future.
Lori Harvey.
Yeah, Lori Harvey. He's dating her now.
She's doing the same
Lady
shit
Heroin.
every day. That's my bitch. Go get it.
Who, Lori Harvey?
I love her.
Yeah.
Yes. Be the fucking most toxic woman you can, Lori. You're beautiful. You ain't got kids.
That's not feminist.
That's not very feminist of you.
She done sold more heroin than Wesley Snipes and Sugar Hill. I can't condone that. Like, it's junkies now on the street like this because of Lori Harvey, Lady Heroin. Her, but I can't stand Steve Harvey either.
She's more siren energy, and I love it.
Everybody,
beautiful.
Love. Like, who told him he could host a Family Feud? But I digress. Like, like that motherfucker had a lace front, high top fade. Like, I would never forget.
And a big ass mustache to go with it.
Show you love, everybody. Show me. It's the number one answer. I can't stand Steve Harvey, man. Oh, you can tell that pussy was bought and paid for with Lori Harvey. She ain't checking for no fucking Steve Harvey. It's not. But I get it. Get your money, boo. Do you? Oh, toxic.
Beautiful.
Oh, you know what's beautiful? Nicole Murphy.
Who?
Nicole Murphy.
Oh, yeah. She is very beautiful. She who was she messing with? She was messing with the married man for a minute. She was with Michael Strahan for a while. Yeah. I like her. Kate. But anyway, I digress. This has been fun, y'all. It's 10 o'clock, and I know. Oh wait, I have one. Kill, marry, fuck. Ready? Oh, go ahead. Okay, I'm giving you like not attractive people too. Okay. Okay. Wendy Williams. Oh shit.
Yeah, right. She's not right back, didn't she?
You already in front of my loaded gun.
God damn.
We're gonna Wendy Williams, Gayle King, and who's another one? Who's another good one? Wendy Williams, Gayle King, and Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Kill Wendy. Kill Wendy. Fuck Gayle, marry Whoopi. That's my answer. Okay.
What was the question?
Kill, marry, fuck Wendy Williams, Whoopi Goldberg, and Gayle King.
Yeah, see, she'd say every one of us. We just
All right, kill Wendy Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Bang.
Oh God. I'm gonna have to marry Oprah because she's rich.
Gayle. She said she got Oprah money. She's Oprah's friend.
Okay. All right.
And Gayle, I guess I'm gonna have to smash her.
Okay.
I'm the opposite. I'm going to say kill Wendy. I'm going to say marry Gail and have, smash Whoopi.
Damn.
And it's got to be the Whoopi from back in the day. It can't be this old bullshit that you see now. I'm talking about stand-up comedian Whoopi.
Oh, you talking about Jumpin' Jack Flash Whoopi?
Yeah, Jumpin' Jack Flash Whoopi. Yes.
I feel it. One. You got another one?
I can't think of one.
That one was pretty easy, actually. I mean, everybody was killing Wendy.
Yeah, we're not messing with that.
Oh, you going bang! Wendy built like a question mark, yo.
She built like a linebacker.
How you going?
The word. I can't think of any other good ones.
I can't think that. Those were three good ones. Don't make me make no more decisions like that. But thank you all, man. I had so much fun, man. Like I couldn't wait for this episode. Of course, let you all three shout out where everybody can find you and what you got coming up. Going to start with Liv, old drunk ass. Go ahead.
Salute. Liv the Great podcast is coming back. Can I live? I had to take a break for a minute. Work, real life happens. So I will have an episode out Wednesday. And it's my first episode of 2021. IG, it's Liv _ the Great. Twitter is can_I live, and that's LIV. That's where you can find me.
Go ahead, Chante.
You can find me on Twitter, Levi's Mom 82, Instagram, Echo Boys Mom 82, and you can find me on Facebook, Chante Douglas.
Main. Yeah. So okay. You can find me at main event. Also, main _event TV, aka whatever. At this point, look, I put it like this. I know a lot of people want me to go back and do videos again. Right now, it's not the good time to do videos, but I am streaming. Also, I got a project in the works right now after coming off of the documentary from last year. Actually, if there's any scientists or alchemists in in the chat, please get to me because I need to talk about phases of metals, abstract tungsten, titanium. I need to talk about clean energy, ETF, ICIN, ETF 10, ETF BW. I need to know these things because I need the cost per unit, equate by demand, and less info, of course, is more value in your stock. I need to know these things because I'm building up a profile for clean energy. I'm kind of a kick right now with it. And I also want to make it down into a small capsule size, which I'm actually doing architecture for right now to see if it'll work because I want to see how much energy can be used for our current transportation systems and try to make this worldwide since South Korea has already kind of perfected it and Japan, but it hasn't come really to the States. Only, when we bring that monorail system, we need strong metals and clean energy in the monorail system or get SEPTA out of here with the L. I ain't trying to hear this anymore. You know what I'm saying? So as you can see, I've got really like big things I'm working on. I'm just, hey man of industry. Trying to be,
I told y'all he's in the John Wick universe, yo. Talk about metals.
Well, yeah, because I feel like this.
I need to know the price of vibranium per ounce.
Well, first off, they don't have vibranium. It's fake. Wakanda's not real. But but no, the price of metals, for those who don't know, goes by demand. The less you talk about metal, the more value it has. The more you talk about metal, the less. That's how those stocks work for it. So imagine getting the most flexible, most strongest metal, cheapest metal at the same time, and be able to use clean energy and be able to light up an entire city for maybe a year and a half off of a small particle, off of a little thing. Unless you want to run it into a pipeline, that's different. But yeah. I got plans.
Yeah.
That's just
in real life. Underskin or underscore?
And underskin. Underskin. It's got to stay the underskin. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta stay with underskin.
Right, what?
It's been said. It can't be turned. It can't be taken back. So,
And you know I don't edit either, so I'm gonna send this
it's
shit.
fine. Let it happen.
Who was that dude talking about underskin? What's his name? But y'all know of course, Real Prince Blue on Twitter and Instagram. Well, it was Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. I don't know when I'm gonna come back. Just whatever. I'm
still got to work on that YouTube.
Did you delete the app or just your like? Did you delete the app or are you not on Twitter?
I'm just not on. It's there. I'm just not tweeting or saying anything. I'm letting people just scream into the void. Let's see what I got. 2021. I promised myself that I was going to do more. I'm going to have everybody from all walks of life on the show. People that you may not personally like, people that you may like, people that you may not like. Because my whole thing is this: I started this whole thing during the pandemic was to talk to people and reach out to different types of people, and I think that I've succeeded doing that, and I want to continue to do that because you don't know. Most of us don't know why we don't like people. We got a perception about people, and then we hear them, and then we're like, "Oh, well, that's not what so and so said." Stop listening to so and so. Make your own damn conclusions why you don't like somebody. So that's where I'm going in 2021 with Real Time with Prince Blue. As you know, like I said, I had all types of opportunities to be with other people and to do other things, and I was shown the door because I got into some heated debates with some very, I guess they think they're important people, but as you know, people in this industry, they stick together.
Important people don't have brown teeth. Just saying that.
Just saying that in this grand scope of things, they're ants.
Yes. And because the way I see it is, I'm still doing what I love, and it's no salary involved, and I'm not tied to anybody, so I'm loving it. Thank you for the continued support, and I'm going to do more like this. Like Main Event said, he's going to help me get my YouTube channel together. I just checked out the views on my podcast, and I'm almost close to 1,000 downloads total. I want to say that's huge. I mean, I got people downloaded from like the United Kingdom, Germany, like
that's how it works. That's how it starts.
Like,
that's sick.
Paris, France, like I mean, so
hey, emails from it. Hey, I'm from Argentina. And I'm watching. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, it happens.
So I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate you guys for coming on with me. Like I said, you know, I'm always gonna come to y'all when I need a boost and when I feel like the show needs to be kicked up because I know it's a lot of serious shit going on. But I mean, let's be honest. Some of you have that shit on all day, and then for 2 hours, if you could just kick it with me and forget about that bullshit, doesn't mean I don't care. Doesn't mean I'm not informed. It just means for 2 hours, I just don't want to talk about it. So, I mean, I'm not gonna let it ruin my fucking day or my life. Like I said, I wasn't on those steps. It was Joe Bob, Jim Schemblecker, and them other motherfuckers up there. It wasn't Chante, it wasn't Main Event, it wasn't Liv. So I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna play the what if game either. So you can get mad all you want. I don't give a shit. Never have, never will.
I think people tend to have forgotten that during that day, all right, when they started mass deleting accounts, that guy started freaking out and was like, this is going to affect porn. And a number of people ran to go download porn that day. I'm just like, you know that. Because I was making fun of them. They was like, what are we going to do about porn? I was like, oh, my porn. What's going to happen? I was just making fun of them. I'm like, people were running to download porn because they thought it was going to end. So.
Well, that will never end.
The internet is vast and infinite. It will never happen.
First of all, they would never get rid of
sex work is the oldest industry in the world.
Sex
work will never be gone.
Right. So don't worry, men, ladies. Ladies, don't be acting like y'all late. Cause
you can still beat your meat and flip your bean in the privacy of your own home. It's fine.
yeah,
Around.
that's it.
The type of person
Whole
you want
damn
as a
drawer
partner
be
should be.
vibrating.
Yeah,
Whole
you act
drawer
like
be
you're a
like,
star.
yo, why your nightstand moving? What is that noise? Like, did I hit something? Like, what is that?
The remote control you stuck on it.
Nightstand, you got to start shaking houses, guy. That's what you got to start doing. Certain floors got to move. So yeah,
Nightstands with secret apartments and shit. Like, come on, ladies, get it together, okay? Like, get out. But thank y'all. I appreciate it. This has been Real Time with Prince Blue, and we are out. There's actually nobody else watching. Even my wife dropped off. Damn, you know you've been on long if your wife dropped off. She be that one person still hanging on. I love him. That's my baby. I'ma support him. Whatever. Anyway. All right, y'all. I'm out.
Night.
all right,
See you later.
been good. Y'all take care.